Okay, welcome everybody to our Saturday night stream. This is Jane. Yeah. Sorry about the delay that we posted about on Twitter. When we originally made the schedule for today, none of us are smokers. In fact, we have a few allergies, and it kind of slipped our mind what day it is today. Happy 420 to those of you who observe it. But that kind of delayed a few of the things that we had going on earlier in the day and made everything take a little bit longer. So we apologize about that, but we're here now. We've also been having a few technical difficulties with our Facebook page today. So we apologize about that as well. We have managed to get the posts working, right? It worked, posted. We did get the post to work technically, but it took a while and we can't use hashtags in it right now. We don't know what's going on. So it's just been one of those days, I guess. But the original plan was that we were just going to start at 6 and go until we were done. But again, because of the delay that we had, and now we're starting an hour late, everything's kind of shifted. So today is just going to be a standard 1 hour stream like the other ones have been. And whatever we don't get to today, we'll make sure to get all of it done and wrapped up on our next stream on Tuesday. So speaking of which, we'll go to our ad schedule. So again, our next stream is for Renpy coding is going to be Tuesday, April 23rd. We originally had planned to take tomorrow off, but it turns out the 22nd is Earth Day. And instead of just, doing the bare minimum of all lights get turned off for an hour at noon or whatever that movement was that started years back, we're just not going to turn our computers on that day, since our computers definitely waste much more energy than the lights in this place do. So we're just not going to be streaming to kind of observe Earth Day. So our next Renpy coding stream will be April 23rd. That's Tuesday at 5 p.m. MST. That's 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Our upcoming special event streams, we have the first look at the community fan-made construction snake demo game and creator Q&A. The creator, I don't know if we should be calling them that. The person who coded and designed the community fan game Construction Snake will be in-house with us, sitting next to us on camera as we play and are terrible at it. And they'll be answering all of your questions, all of our questions, making fun of us for being really bad at the game, etc. They will be doing that April 28th. That is not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. So just a little over a week away. And that will be starting at noon. we have no end time for that stream. So it mostly seems like we'll just be going until either you guys run out of questions or I run out of patience playing the game and dying all the time, or who knows, maybe we'll beat the demo, although I have heard it's quite extensive and has quite a few levels involved. So I'm not too hopeful that I will be able to actually see the end of it, but so that stream again will be April 28th at noon MST, which is 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And we're so close, guys. So very, very close. Like a week and a half away from our Play Until Passing Out stream on May 1st. That is going to be, we put Minecraft on, I start to build things with my OCD, and I do not stop for days on days on days on end until I am so tired that I fall asleep at the keyboard. The amount of prep that has gone into this project is insane. We have cases and cases of caffeinated drinks, water. We've set it up so that I can make myself dinners just by sitting at the computer. We have caffeinated food, treats here, cough drops, anything under the sun that you can think of. If you tune in the first day of that, the first 24 hours, which will begin at 6 p.m. MST on May 1st, which is 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. During the first 24 hours, if you follow our channel, or if you are a follower who started following us before then, you will be immortalized in our in-game wolf pack. I don't remember. Can you name the wolves? Like the tamed wolves in Minecraft? You don't remember either? I will say, it's been about 10 years since I've played Minecraft. It's been a very long time. I do not remember most of what you can do in that game. If you can name them, we will be naming every wolf after our follower. If not, we'll put little plaques up in the game. But basically, if you follow in the first 24 hours, your name will be in our in-game Minecraft world going forward till the end of time. For the second day, the second instance of 24 hours, for every channel subscription that comes in, I will be eating a cricket. And for anyone who doubts that, we did post pictures of the crickets that we got on our Twitter, our Instagram, our Facebook page. They are very real. They are horrifyingly detailed in detailed's probably not the word. They look insane, you guys. The more I look at them, the queasier I get. We have 3 flavors of those, and we have about, I think there's 7 per box, so we have about 21 of those. So if you want to force me to eat 21 crickets on camera, make sure to drop a channel subscription that day. You get a free one if you have Amazon Prime. So if you want to throw that our way that day, that'd be amazing. Day 3, we have a box of ridiculous makeover items. We have facelift stickers and under eye patches. We have lip lacquer. We have a blush stamp, which was a cool concept, but when it showed up, it was completely dried out. So, not the greatest quality. We're gonna try to save it. We've Googled a few things to find out if we can save it or not. If we can't save it, then I guess we'll paint on my face with lipstick or something instead. What else do we have? Oh, we have tooth paint, because that's a thing that we found. And it's also as ridiculous as it sounds. What else? What else? What else? We have face stickers. We're gonna make me look absolutely insane, and that look will continue with me for the rest of the stream. If we end up going 5, 6, 7 days, it will be on my face for the entirety of it, unless it falls off. If it falls off, then you just know it's poor quality. But that's what we're going for that. And then day 4, we will start giving out merchandise. That's things like mugs, t-shirts, sweaters, desk mats, mouse pads, journals, you name it. If you want to look ahead of time at what products are available for that giveaway, you can view our Redbubble page at J McKenna Stories. Or if you want to purchase the merchandise for yourself ahead of time, get it before anybody else, wear it proudly whilst watching our stream for that week-ish. Get those orders in now. All the designs that we currently have are up, although I do believe Jay will be starting their next design tomorrow, right? That's the plan for my days off in particular. They're going to be drawing the next design. So, I mean, I don't want to put like a time limit on you. Do you think you can get it done in 2 days? Maybe? I know Medusa took a while. We'll see. We'll try to get the next newest design done before the end of the month. But that's dependent on Jay's skills, I guess. I guess I'm issuing a challenge. So again, that Play Until Passing Out starts May 1st at 6 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So with all of those announcements out of the way, we shall start, I guess, on going back to our Renpy tutorial. I mean, I don't know why it does that every time it starts up. Like, I think it would remember that we have it full screen. Okay, so last we left off, we were in depth for Transition Gallery, correct? Yes. So we had gone through 2 of the Transition Gallery before realizing that my throat was not going to hold out until the end of the stream. So we just kind of called it there. So do you want to maybe go through the 2 transitions that we already read? Just so that it's, yeah. Okay, so let's start with our Transition Gallery. Renpy ships with a large number of built-in transitions and also includes classes that let you define your own. What kind of transitions would you like demonstrated? So yeah, we'll just start with simple transitions again. I mean, my voice was pretty raspy by the end of the last stream anyway, so it's probably best for everyone involved. We'll reread through these. Okay, I can tell you about simple transitions. We call them simple because they don't take much in the way of configuration. But don't let that get you down, since they're the transitions you'll probably use the most in a game. The dissolve transition is probably the most useful, blending one scene into another. Ooh. The dissolve function lets you create your own dissolves, taking a different amount of time. The fade transition fades to black, and then fades back into the new scene. If you're going to stay at a black screen, you'll probably want to use dissolve rather than fade. You can see they say that, but then they don't say if there's like a way to make dissolve permanently black, like black until click or something. Or I guess you could dissolve to you could just like put a black picture out. I guess that works. You can use fade to define your own fades. By changing the timing and the color faded to, you can use this for special effects like flashbulbs. The pixelate transition pixelates out the old scene, switches to the new scene, and then unpixelates that. It's probably not appropriate for most games, but we think it's kind of neat. See, I don't understand what it means not appropriate for most games. Like I said, just saying that like you shouldn't use it unless you're like dying in a arcade side scroller from the 80s. Like I don't understand what makes that not appropriate. Yeah, well, those, I don't even know. I was gonna say something that I probably shouldn't. You can use pixelate to change the details of the pixelation. Motions can also be used as transitions. ... I think I made the same joke yesterday. Hey, pay attention. I was about to demonstrate V-punch. Well, I guess I just did. We can also shake the screen horizontally with H-punch. These were defined using the move function. There's also the move transition, which is confusingly enough defined using the move transition function. The move transition finds images that have changed placement and slides them to their new place. It's an easy way to get motion in your game. That's it for the simple transitions. What kind of transition would you like demonstrated? Image dissolve. Perhaps the most flexible kind of transition is the image dissolve, which lets you use an image to control a dissolve. This lets us specify very complex transitions fairly simply. Let's try some, and then I'll show you how they work. There are 2 image dissolve transitions built into Renpy. The blinds transition opens and closes what looks like vertical blinds. The squares transition uses these squares to show things. I'm not sure why anyone would want to use it, but it was used in some translated games, so we added it. Again, a weird line to put into this tutorial, because it's like, oh, why would anyone ever in a million years want to use this transition? But because so many people were using this transition and we thought it looked cool, we put it in the game. Like, why would you say that? Makes no sense. The most interesting transitions aren't in the standard library. These ones require an image the size of the screen, and so we couldn't include them as the size of the screen can change from game to game. Which is also concerning, because like I would like prefer to play games in like full screen. So if you set the resolution to a specific size of image, is it going to look all messed up when we try to full screen it? Like, they're implying that like because screen sizes are all different, that's going to be a problem when it really shouldn't be. Like that's I mean, I guess we can play around with it, but like that's kind of slightly concerning. I would like to be able to play the game in full screen. We can hide things with circle iris in. Look at that! I pronounced it right today. Go me. And show them again with a circle iris out. It's amazing what not being hopped up on cold medicine will do to brain fog and its disappearance in general. The circle wipe transitions changes screens using a circular wipe effect. Woo. The dream transition does this weird wavy dissolve and does it relatively slowly. The teleport transition reveals the new scene one line at a time. This is the background picture used with the circle iris out transition. When we use an image dissolve, the white will dissolve in first, followed by progressively darker colors. Let's try it! Whoa! If we give image dissolve the reverse parameter, black areas will dissolve in first. What? This lets circle iris in and circle iris out use the same image. The teleport transition uses a different image, one that dissolves things in one line at a time. A dissolve only seems to affect parts of the scene that have changed, which is how we apply the teleport effect to a single character. Alright, so move transition, right? Yeah. Did we get farther than I thought we did? I thought we only did the first two. Maybe we did the first 3 yesterday? I'm not sure. The most common move transition is move, which slides around images that have changed position on the screen. Like, we definitely did this, right? Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Just like that. There are also the movement... There are also the move out and move in transitions. The move out transitions, move out left, move out right, move out top, and move out bottom, slide hidden images off the appropriate side of the screen. The move in transitions, move in left, move in right, move in top, and move in bottom, slide in new images. Let's see them all in action. Didn't last long enough for my joke. That's unfortunate. That's it for the move ins and move outs. Finally, there are the zoom in and zoom out transitions, which show and hide things using a zoom. Oh, that looks terrible. And that's all there is. That really looked bad. Can you ever foresee using that? I can't. I mean, maybe you can. Team Genius, but yeah. Crop move transitions. The crop move transition class provides a wide range of transition effects. It's not used very much in practice, though. I'll stand off so you can see some of its modes. I'll read out the mode name after each transition. We first have wipe right, followed by wipe left, wipe up, and wipe down. There's no star wipe? Oh, sorry, that's a next to the slides. Slide right, slide left, slide up, and slide down. While the slide transitions slide in the new scene, the slide aways slide out the old scene. Slide away right, slide away left, slide away up, and slide away down. Oh, hello, Curtis Mutter. Welcome, welcome. Are you enjoying your 420? Do you partake? We also have a couple of transitions that use a rectangular iris. Oh, come on, there's gotta be a star wipe then. There has to. If there is no star wipe, I'm going to be the most outraged tutorial user on this platform today. Uh-oh. Office dog. Nika, hey! Nika! Can you behave yourself? Yes. Stop barking at the other... Stop barking at the parking lot. Yeah? Okay? We're putting on a show. Yes, hi dog is right. You support or don't partake. Well, okay. Respect. Same with our office, essentially. We actually completely forgot it was today until we realized that it was causing other problems for our stream, so... I mean... Anyway. Okay, there's iris out. And iris in. It's enough to make you feel a bit dizzy. Whoa. Is there seriously no star wipe? Are you kidding me? What? How do you do iris transitions and not code a star wipe? It's legitimately, like... I also forgot it was today, though. Is your, like, exasperated what? Because we didn't know it was today? Or... What was that in reference to? Massive oversight. Yeah, well... What we need to do is get, like, a special calendar and put it up in the office somewhere of, like, all the insane, stupid days. The only reason we remembered it was Earth Day on Monday is because we saw, like, a billboard for it. And we were like, oh, yeah. That's a thing. Yeah, it delayed our stream a bit today and has caused some other delays in the day, but that's all right. Oh, no. We're not starting this. We are not starting this. From the sounds of it, it is also causing problems with our office dog because there's people yelling and screaming in our parking lot, and our office dog does not like that. But I already forgot. What did we do? Are you able to go back? Okay, so we did do crop move. Okay. Push move transitions. Oh, she just... Yeah, say no to drugs, dogs. She's fine with that. It's the fact that the parking lot is very rowdy right now that she is not happy about. One of many issues today. Okay, so the push move. Gotta stay focused. Must get a decent ways through this tutorial. The push move transitions use the new scene to push the old one out. Let's take a look. There's push right. Didn't they already show us these? Push left. Oh no, I guess not. Because one was stationary and then the other layer was moving, and then this is both layers moving. Figured it out. Push down. And push up. And that's it for the push move based transitions. Alpha dissolve transitions. The alpha dissolve transition lets you use one displayable to combine two others. Click and I'll show you an example. Go on. Click. Click, damn you! Whoa, they got some James Bond shit up in here. The alpha dissolve displayable takes a control displayable, usually an ATL transform. To be useful, the control displayable should be partially transparent. During an alpha dissolve, the old screen is used to fill the transparent areas of the image while the new screen fills the opaque areas. For our spotlight example, the old screen is this all-black image. The new screen is me just standing here, looking pretty. You go, Eileen. By combining them using alpha dissolve, we can build a complicated effect out of simpler parts. You want to maybe look at the... Yeah. That is definitely a very complicated code for what is a very simple transition. Maybe at one point want to like code in one of those super cheesy things where like the circle goes crazy and then like goes up to like the moon or whatever and then explodes outward. What is that from? That's from something. Yeah, I don't know either. My brain works where it can remember things, but not where it knows them from. It makes everything very difficult. All right, so that's the end of our transitions, I think. How about something else? Yeah. Let's go to position properties then. In this tutorial, I'll teach you how Renpy positions things on the screen. But before that, let's learn a little bit about how Python handles numbers. Yeah, like you picture a man on the moon winking from what I described. That's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of like, I feel like it's like a weird like old time Hollywood thing where like it like 007 throws a circle around on the screen, but then it like stops on a moon, and then like the new image comes out of the moon. I'm not describing it well whatsoever. So I'm just go with I'm crazy. It's always the best answer. The most accurate answer. There are two main kinds of numbers in Python, integers and floating point numbers. An integer consists entirely of digits, while a floating point number has a decimal point. For example, 100 is an integer, while 0.5 is a floating point number, or float for short. In this system, there are two zeros. 0 is an integer, and 0.0 is a float. Renpy uses integers to represent absolute coordinates and floats to represent fractions of an area with known size. When we're positioning something, the area is usually the entire screen. Let me get out of the way and I'll show you where some positions are. You can barely see that. Also, is this not full screen right now? This is full screen, right? Yeah. So I can, and that's like the worst system ever. The origin is the upper left corner of the screen. That's where the X position, X posts, and the Y position, Y posts are both 0. When we increase X posts, we move to the right. So here's an X post of 0.5, meaning half the width across the screen. Increasing X post to 1.0 moves us to the right-hand border of the screen. We can also use an absolute X post, which is given in an absolute number of pixels from the left side of the screen. For example, since this window is 1280 pixels across, using an X post of 640 will return the target to the center of the top row. The Y-axis position, or Y post, works the same way. Right now, we have a Y post of 0.0. Here's your Y post of 0.5. A Y post of 1.0 specifies a position at the bottom of the screen. If you look carefully, you can see the position indicator spinning below the text window. Like X posts, Y posts can also be an integer. In this case, Y posts would give the total number of pixels from the top of the screen. Can you guess where this position is relative to the screen? I mean, I'm tempted to have you guess wrong. You can't bring yourself to purposely guess wrong, can you? All right, just do it. Good job! You got that position right. The second position we care about is the anchor. The anchor is a spot on the thing being positioned. For example, here we have an X anchor of 0.0 and a Y anchor of 0.0. It's in the upper left corner of the logo image. When we increase the X anchor to 1.0, the anchor moves to the right corner of the image. Similarly, when both X anchor and Y anchor are 1.0, the anchor is in the bottom right corner. To place an image on the screen, we need both the position and the anchor. We then line them up so that both the position and anchor are at the same point on the screen. When we place both in the upper left corner, the image moves to the upper left corner of the screen. With the right combination of position and anchor, any place on the screen can be specified without even knowing the size of the image. It's often useful to set X post and X anchor to the same value. We call that X align, and it gives a fractional position on the screen. For example, when we set X align to 0.0, things are aligned to the left side of the screen. When we set it to 1.0, then we're aligned to the right side of the screen. And when we set it to 0.5, we're back to the center of the screen. Setting Y align is similar, except along the Y axis. Remember that X align is just setting X post and X anchor to the same value, and Y align is just setting Y post and Y anchor to the same value. The X center and Y center properties position the center of the image. Here, with X center set to 0.75, the center of the image is 3/4 of the way to the right side of the screen. Difference between X align and X center is more obvious when X center is 1.0 and the image is halfway off the right side of the screen. Okay, wait, scroll that back. But, like, could they not have chosen a creepier image to, like, demonstrate all this stuff? Like, they use this picture for, like, popping up behind the main girl and, like, being part off the screen. Like, it's just insanely creepy. Like, they picked the worst image they could, and I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but, like, that's terrifying. That's gonna give me nightmares of, like, the little girl with her pet snake who's apparently stalking us and popping up over our shoulder and peering around corners to find us. I'm surprised how code heavy this is and not, like, just drop the image in the frame where you want it. Lord, she slowly takes over. She better not take over. I mean, we will actively stop using this program if this image starts popping up more and more. This image is terrifying. Yeah, this program is kind of code heavy for what it is. I don't know if you saw in earlier parts of the tutorial, there is kind of like a shortcut like director's bar that you can bring up, and like once you define certain elements for the page you're working on, it does become a lot easier to bring it up and like switch pictures out and tell it where you want it to go. It does become a bit more of a click where you want it process. So it's not, I mean, it has more code in it than a lot of other similar systems would, but I think they're just doing that mostly so that they give you the option of, if you can code with Python, if you are really good with coding with Python, you can basically make this do whatever you want to do by just writing the Python code right into it and then seeing what it looks like. And then if you're not, you kind of have the option of like, okay, I can click as I go and see what happens. It does make it easier than just knowing how to code. It definitely does. It's just it is a little more on the code heavy side in comparison to what's it called? Is it RPG Maker? There are similar programs that make different types of games that are more like clicky, where you just like click a spot and go, I want this character to walk from this spot to this spot, and it codes it for you. But this is more, it's less heavily involved in like the clicking part because there's like less coding involved, I would say, in a visual novel. So it doesn't have to teach you as much coding to get the result it wants. I'm unsure of what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, okay. We'll just move on. There are the X offset and Y offset properties, which are applied after everything else and offset things to the right or bottom, respectively. As long as you followed, you're the only one watching right now. Anyone else watching this at a later date, if you did not follow that, or if you did and you want to decipher it for others, go right ahead and leave it in the comments. Let us know how understandable I actually was. Yeah, VIP access. That's what happens when you get in on the ground floor. Of course, you can use negative numbers to offset things to the left and top. Lastly, I'll mention that there are combined properties like align, position, anchor, and center. Align takes a pair of numbers and sets X align to the first and Y align to the second. The others are similar. Once you understand positions, you can use transformations to move things around the Renpy screen. I mean, you have a busy weekend ahead of you. I just realized the amount of work you have to do in like 2 days. I feel bad, but then again, I don't. Because my throat hurts, and I blame you for that. Where were we? Transforms in animation? Yes? Renpy uses transforms to animate, manipulate, and place images. We've already seen the very simplest of transforms in use. Transforms can be very simple affairs that place the image somewhere on the screen, like the right transform. But transforms can also be far more complicated affairs that introduce animation and effects into the mix. To demonstrate, let's have a gratuitous rock concert. Whoa! Down, 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 down. Gratuitous rock music. I mean, this backtrack does not scream rock concert, in my opinion, but I guess technically. This is like the most insane thing I've ever seen. And like every time it zooms in on like one of their faces, it gets so pixelated because it was not meant to do this. Was that Jay McKenna you were talking to? Will they do the majority of the programming, etc.? Yeah, they're drawing everything for it. They are also programming all of it. I'm just here to talk for these parts. Yeah, it screams free license music. It does. It also screams like, is that supposed to be Eileen? Because she's looking very Haruhi Suzumiya right there. She's just kind of missing a bow tie. Jay McKenna will be drawing all the images and coding everything for our game. I'm just going to be sitting here talking through it all while they do most of that. But they also they planned to draw placeholders for images, like for our backgrounds and for characters, so we could start coding on Tuesday or Wednesday. But they also were going to try to pump out our next Redbubble design over the next 2 days as well. So it's a lot. I mean, I know the placeholders don't have to be like amazing or like good. Were you just gonna? It's like, were you gonna follow the boards that you drew? Okay, yeah. So like our placeholders are just gonna be like a white screen that will say like background 1 on them for the most part, but there's still like a lot of them to draw, to quote unquote draw, so that we can get a bunch of the game coded. So it's just a matter of like a lot of like busy work in terms of the placeholders, but it's the having to do as many placeholders as possible on top of drawing a new Redbubble image that kind of means that their next 2 days is going to be rough. I mean, I get you would also have like Tuesday morning, I guess, to do it because we're not streaming coding until Tuesday afternoon, nightish, like Tuesday at dinner. But you would rather sleep in, I would assume. Yeah, so I don't know. They might not be sleeping Sunday night. When we say we're taking days off, we're not taking days off. It's just I won't have to do work personally, but work will be getting done. Anyway, let's continue on from this gratuitous rock concert before I lose my mind. This is like this image upsets me more and more the more I look at it. They all have their back turned to the I have the mouse for a second. They all look, the audience is here. The audience is over here, which it does make it look like they're on a stage, but so all the audience is back here and they're all facing away from them. They're all blocking out the audience completely. This is the worst rock concert I've ever paid money to see. That was a lot of work, but it was built out of small parts. Most transforms in Renpy are built using the animation and transform language, or ATL for short. There are currently 3 places where ATL can be used in Renpy. The first place ATL can be used is as part of an image statement. Did you plan on animating our character? You're gonna do like standard visual novel where they're like kind of like old day P-tuber type. Yeah. Pick tubers. I mean, that looks insane. The first place ATL can be used is as part of an image statement. Instead of a displayable, an image may be defined as a block of ATL code. When used in this way, we have to be sure that ATL includes one or more displayables to actually show. The second way is through the use of the transform statement. This assigns the ATL block to a Python variable, allowing it to be used in at clauses and inside other transforms. Oh my god! She's back! Now she looks like she's like serpentining side to side, and she's like, you can't get me. I know you're trying to shoot me because I'm creepy and I'm coming at you, but you can't get me. Sidestep. Sidestep, sidestep. Finally, an ATL block can be used as part of a show statement instead of the at clause. When ATL is used as part of a show statement, values of properties exist even when the transform is changed. So even though your click stopped the motion, the image remains in the same place. Does that mean, like, if you scroll back? Yeah, it stops where you click it. That'd be more for like mini games and stuff, which we don't have those planned for the dating sim. Yeah, we're just going like straight visual novel dating sim stuff. Yeah, okay. Bow. The key to ATL is what we call composability. ATL is made up of relatively simple commands, which can be combined together to create complicated transforms. Before I explain how ATL works, let me explain what animation and transformation are. Animation is when the displayable being shown changes. For example, right now I am changing my expression. Transformation involves moving or distorting an image. This includes placing it on the screen, zooming it in and out, rotating it, and changing its opacity. That feels like it would come in handy. Possibly. Maybe, sort of. To introduce ATL, let's start by looking at a simple animation. Here's one that consists of 5 lines of ATL code contained within an image statement. To change a displayable, simply mention it on a line of ATL. Here, we're switching back and forth between 2 images. Since we're defining an image, the first line of ATL must give a displayable. Otherwise, there would be nothing to show. The second and fourth lines are pause statements, which cause ATL to wait half a second each before continuing. That's how we give the delay between images. The final line is a repeat statement. This causes the current blocks of ATL to be restarted. You can only have one repeat statement per block. If we were to write repeat 2 instead, the animation would loop twice, then stop. Omitting the repeat statement means that the animation stops once we reach the end of the block of ATL code. By default, displayables are replaced instantaneously. We can also use a with clause to give a transition between displayables. With animation done, we'll see how we can use ATL to transform images, starting with positioning an image on the screen. Oh my god! She is being used more and more, and does like the worst mascot. I cannot believe that they're so like fully in to using this mascot. Like, all chips are down. They are fully backing the use of whatever you want to call her. The simplest thing we can do is to statically position an image. This is done by giving the names of the position properties followed by the property values. With a few more statements, we can move things around on the screen. This example starts the image off at the top right of the screen and waits a second, and then moves to the left side, waits another second, and repeats. The pause and repeat statements are the same statements we used in our animations. They work throughout ATL code. Having the image jump around on the screen isn't all that useful. That's why ATL has the interpolation statement. Is it supposed to be Eileen's daughter, or like young Eileen come back from the past to kill her future self? I mean, it like parallel universe Eileen, I would assume. Like, I think she's supposed to be the same age, just different art style, and with a pet snake holding a SNES controller for some reason. So I would say like alternate timeline Eileen coming to kill the alpha. Having the image yeah, I already read that. Next. The interpolation statement allows you to smoothly vary the value of a transform property from an old to a new value. Here we have an interpolation statement on the second ATL line. It starts off with the name of a time function, in this case linear. That's followed by an amount of time, in this case 3 seconds. It ends with a list of properties, each followed by its new values. The value of each property is interpolated from its value when the statement starts to the value at the end of the statement. This is done once per frame, allowing smooth animation. Whoa! Ah, she only did it once. ATL supports more complicated move types like circle and spline motion, but I won't be showing those here. The Apart from displayables, pause, interpolation, and repeat, there are a few other statements we can use as part of ATL. ATL transforms created using the statement become ATL statements themselves. Since the default positions are also transforms, this means that we can use left, right, center, and side of an ATL block. Whoa! She's gonna get ya. We need to, make a theme song for this creepy-ass biatch. Oh, that was a fancy move at the end. Here we have two new statements. The block statement allows you to include a block of ATL code. Since the repeat statement applies to blocks, this lets you repeat only part of an ATL transform. We also have the time statement, which runs after the given number of seconds have elapsed from the start of the block. It will run even if another statement is running, stopping the other statement. The Jaws theme, probably super expensive. It's either ridiculously expensive or public domain by now. It's one or the other. If this example bounces the image back and forth for 11.5 seconds and then moves it to the right side of the screen. The parallel statement lets us run two blocks of ATL code at the same time. Here, the top block moves the image in the horizontal direction, and the bottom block moves it in the vertical direction. Since they're moving at different speeds, it looks like the image is bouncing on the screen. This is basically how they made that DVD square that bounces on the screensaver screen. I mean, that's either a hardcore 90s reference or a hardcore Office reference. Either way. Finally, the choice statement makes Renpy randomly pick a block of ATL code. This allows you to add some variation as to what Renpy shows. This tutorial game has only scratched the surface of what you can do with ATL. For example, we haven't even covered the on and event statements. For more information, you might want to check out the ATL chapter in the reference manual. Okay, so outside of this tutorial, there's a reference manual? Did you know that? I didn't know that. Is that on the boot up, or is that on the website? Oh, right. Yeah, we forgot to mention it this time. Again, we are using Renpy, which is a free software that allows you to code your own visual novels and life simulation games and post and sell them without ever having to pay for the privilege to do so. This program can be found at renpy.org, which is renpy.org. Yeah, I forgot to do that today. Whoops. Gotta give them the shout out. Okay. Do you want to do transform properties and then call it? That sound right? Okay. We will end our stream after doing transform properties and then leaving 4. No, there's more than 4. Scroll down. 6. Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay. Well, all right. We'll do transform properties today, and then that'll be the end of today's stream. Renpy has quite a few transform properties that can be used with ATL, the transform displayable, and the add screen language statement. Here we'll show them off so you can see them in action and get used to what each does. Oh my god! I'm so sick of seeing this woman's face. Just her face! I'm so sick of it! First off, all of the position properties are also transform properties. These include position, anchor, align, center, and offset properties. The position properties can also be used to pan over a displayable larger than the screen by giving X position and Y position negative values. Transforms also support polar coordinates. The around property sets the center of the coordinate system to coordinates given in pixels. Yeah, we just popped into the concert, saw that it was still the same terrible band, and then left. The angle property gives the angle in degrees. Angles run clockwise with the 0 angle at the top of the screen. The radius property gives the distance in pickles. God. You tell I'm hungry. The radius property gives the distance in pixels from the anchor of the displayable to the center of the coordinate system. There are several ways to resize a displayable. The zoom property lets us scale a displayable by a factor, making it bigger and smaller. God, the more they do to this image, like, worse it gets. Like, it's just taunting us now. It's just... woo. Terrible. The X zoom and wow, God. The X zoom and Y zoom properties allow the displayable to be scaled in the X and Y directions independently. By making X zoom or Y zoom a negative number, we can flip the image horizontally or vertically. Instead of zooming by a scale factor, the size transform property can be used to scale a displayable to a size in pixels. The alpha property is used to change the opacity. The alpha property is used to change the opacity of a displayable. This can make it appear and disappear. I mean, it's just an exorcist at this, like... She's an actress in a horror movie at this point. The rotate property rotates a displayable. By default, when a displayable is rotated, Renpy will include extra space on all 4 sides so that the size doesn't change as it rotates. Here, you can see the extra space on the left and top, and it's also there on the right and bottom. Oh, lordy. By setting rotate pad to false, we can get rid of the space at the cost of the size of the displayable changing as it rotates. I mean, the size isn't technically changing. It feels like it's still the same. It's just bouncing around more. Oh no, there's more of them now. The tile transform properties X tile and Y tile repeat the displayable multiple times. The crop property crops a rectangle out of a displayable, showing only part of it. When used together, a crop and size can be used to focus in on specific parts of an image. The X pan and Y pan properties can be used to pan over a displayable, giving an angle in degrees, with 0 being the center. Those are all the transform properties we have to work with. By putting them together in the right order, you can create complex things. Speaking of complex things, I think that's where we're gonna call the tutorial for the day. Because I am getting, like, motion sick from all of that. So it was too much. She was moving too much. I mean, it was too much. So, okay, so as we've said before, tomorrow is our day off. Well, everybody's except Jay's. Monday, we are taking that day off because of Earth Day, so we don't start up 17 monitors and PCs and microphones and etc. So we will not be streaming tomorrow or Monday. We will be back Tuesday, April 23rd. At the moment, we are thinking 5 p.m. MST. We have been pretty bad at sticking to our time estimates as of late, between me getting sick and then today. So, always check our Twitter. That's the best source of timeline. We will always either post if we are going live on Twitter or if there's been a delay or cancellation. We will always post that to our Twitter. So, follow us over there. It's like all of our other socials at J McKenna Stories. And just, I don't know, make it a habit, if you will, of checking in to see if and when we are streaming for the day. So again, our next stream, Tuesday, April 23rd, that's 5 p.m. MST, which would be 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Our upcoming special event streams, they are so close, you guys. We are pretty much a week away from our first look at the community fan game Construction Snake. We will have the creator, programmer, designer of the game in-house doing a Q&A on here. They will answer our questions. They will answer your questions. They will answer all of the questions. That is April 28th. We will begin that at noon MST, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's a Sunday. Mark your calendars. Take the day off. Have fun. We don't know how long it's going to go for. It will probably depend on how terrible I actually am at the game. If it gets to that point, maybe we'll have the creator just take over and play the demo themselves, because I have no faith in myself. Also, we're about a week and a half away-ish from our Play It Until Passing Out stream. That will be starting May 1st, 6 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. Pacific. Did I do that right? Yeah. 5 p.m. Pacific. 8 p.m. Eastern. Whew. Brain just stopped working for a minute. That will be, we turn the camera on, we turn on Minecraft, and we play and play and play until I can no longer remain conscious and I fall asleep at my keyboard. We have been putting a lot into that stream, and we're very, very, very excited for that stream. We hope you can join us. I think YouTube, where we post all our old videos to, limits videos posted to 12 hours. I know Twitch limits streaming to 48 hours each. So pretty much every 12 hours will be, or like every 11 hours and 55 minutes will be, like taking 5 seconds to stop the stream and restart the stream, just so it can all get posted properly to the various locations. But we're like, it's gonna be continuous staying awake. There will be no time for me to even blink in between the stream stopping and starting. So the first 24 hours of that, every follower of our channel will be turned into a wolf and immortalized in our Minecraft server. If not, because we cannot, it's been a while since either one of us have played Minecraft, we cannot remember if you can name the wolves or not. So if we can't name wolves after you guys, there will be like plaques on the wall with names. We'll immortalize you guys one way or the other. So that is the first 24 hours. The second 24 hours will be every subscriber to the channel, which if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription to give out to people if you want to throw that our way. Every subscriber to the channel on the second day will result in me eating a cricket on camera. And again, if you doubt the validity of that, we did post pictures of those crickets on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter account. Day 3 will be the making me look stupid day. We haven't flushed out most of the details for that, but we do have a box of insane, stupid things to put all over my face for the 3rd day. And the 4th day, we will start giving out merchandise. If you want a preview of any of that merchandise or any of the designs going onto that merchandise, you can check our Redbubble at J McKenna Stories. And if all goes well this weekend, there will be a new design up by Tuesday. Fingers crossed. Maybe. I did see the sketch of it, and it's probably my favorite design so far, as long as you don't mess it up when you go to make it look pretty. But the sketch looks nice. I'm a fan. Okay, so that is all of our upcoming streams. Again, you can find us on pretty much any social media. Let's go to... Yeah. You can find us on any of the platforms: Twitch, Facebook, Twitter X, Instagram, DeviantArt, Redbubble. It's all at J McKenna Stories. You can email us if you have any questions at j.mckenna.stories@gmail.com. And that will be the end of our stream for today. Thank you all for joining us. Hope you have a nice, safe, hungry rest of 420, a good weekend, a great Earth Day on Monday, and we will see you all back here on Tuesday. Good night. Play me off.